Welcome back to Let's Play DDO Permadeath. Alright, time to have some fun this time. This is one of the most enjoyable parts of the game PD, I think, which is doing the Harbour Elite. Obviously, doing Permadeath and playing up from level 1 every time, you do get to do the Harbour lots of times. And I like the Harbour as an area. The large groups of kobolds particularly make it quite fun. It's always more fun, I think, when there are lots of enemies in the fights rather than just one or two guys to go toe to toe with. It makes the fighting a lot more tactical. Okay.
Across the room, you see an iron defender. The beast looks fierce. Approaching the creature may cause it to leap to action.
Representative said it would be. Some close searching may reveal its whereabouts.
Alright, looking good against these guys so far. So I'm quite close to level 4 now, so I'm doing this quest first. This one gives plenty of XP, so I might even make level 4 on this one. More likely I will need to do one more quest to get up to level 4. And then I'll be exactly where I want to be, running the Kobold stuff, Elite at level 4. Okay, I never remember which side I have to go first here. Okay, I'm going the right way. This quest is lots of XP, so I want to maximise it by breaking all the breakables. And although this one can be tricky at level, certainly people occasionally... I think I've died in here once in the end fight. Alright, your turn, skeleton. I think I've died in here once in the end fight solo, so I take this one seriously, but it's really not that difficult. Certainly, with both web and charm on this guy, the end fight will be no trouble at all. Yeah, he doesn't use him there. Well, go on, skeleton. Yeah, skeleton is being very unhelpful today. Well, he hasn't frozen up completely, but it's annoying if he's decided to stop fighting.
You see one of Osgood's men making his way down the tunnel ahead. He hears you approach and starts running.
I like to avoid being down in the deep water here if I can. That's usually the way this fight can go badly, is if you get bogged down in the deep water and then tripped over. I am missing having the Artificer pet to break the boxes for me. I don't mind doing it myself, but it's not the most exciting thing for the video. Alright, well, starting to rack up the bonuses here. Looks like I'll be well short of getting level 4 though.
You notice that the smuggler is struggling to keep his grip on an awkward container. He must have the artifact you're after.
Yes, I got out of the way in earlier videos.
You hear the
Get out
grind
of the way.
and clatter of machinery from below, and you hear the grind and clatter of machinery from below and to the west. It sounds like something heavy is being ratcheted into place.
I got out of the way various quests which had traps, unavoidable traps, in previous videos, so I should be able to do the rest of level 2 Elite. Other than that, I will skip Stealthy Repo as usual.
You hear the rasp of stone against stone from somewhere above, as if a massive barrier is moving aside.
I suppose in principle I could cast invisibility and try and do Stealthy Repo, but I don't think I've ever really found a character build that is actually able to stealth around that quest well, so it doesn't really seem worth the hassle. Alright, the plan here will be to have a web in the doorway and then charm at least one of the guards up here. Together that should give plenty of safety.
An iron defender with particularly sharp talons moves to attack. The secret path ends in a well-kept warehouse. This must be warehouse goods stashes of illicit goods until they can safely be smuggled out of the harbor. Strike Talon attempts to growl in defiance, but the crumpled metal beast can only manage a whimper.
Alright. Onslaught and Ransack. Good. Actually, that bull strength one there will be very handy.
You lift the case and slide it onto your back. Quickly return to the Fairlane representative.
Alright, I'm going I'm going to spend my unspent action points actually. I forgot to do that before I started. So be right back. Alright, I've taken 2 ranks in Corpse Crafter, and that opens up the 3rd tier of enhancements here, which is nice. Did I actually commit those? There we go. Now I need 1 more action point and I can get my first +1 intelligence. Alright, having done that one, now the Kobold content can begin. That's not a bad weapon, but it is level 6. His goggles are not bad either. I'm going to try that quarterstaff when I get to the appropriate level. Alright, on to Durk's, I think. Now, Durk's is a quest I would not normally be doing on Elite, but since I have the skeleton with me, I should be able to send the skeleton through the trap, which is the only real problematic bit of the quest. Everything else should be completely safe. Other than the danger of the Kobold Shaman. And I think for this I would rather have faster attack than anything, so I will drop out of my undead form. I will probably be using Nyax quite a bit as well for dropping Kobold Shaman at a distance. I have plenty of the Cure Light, starter Cure Light potions to use up anyway from running through Corphos.
You wish all these bones were a little cleaner. The air reeks of rotting meat.
I'll let my skeleton do all the work against the users. Which may be a little slow, but I don't really have any... I haven't really been keeping any junk weapons to fight the users with. Yeah, I could have a look, I guess. See if there's anything that I forgot to sell. Yeah, not really. I guess I'm pretty unlikely to use that. I'll have to do better than that. So the big danger in all of the Kobold quests, other than traps, is the Kobold Shaman, of course. On Elite, the danger being lightning bolts. I suppose I could have taken Magic Missile in here for fighting users. So you will see me doing a lot of dodging of lightning bolts, which is an essential skill doing the Harbour on Elite. More oozes around here, I think. Ah. My skeleton seems better able to spot them than I am. That's good to know. Nice, I'm able to find the secret door. That wasn't guaranteed, given I'm not putting... I guess I am putting points into search, but still I'm probably... I don't have any gear for it, so getting the Elite DC wasn't guaranteed.
A troglodyte. It must be a hired henchman. And where there's one trog...
That was better, although my damage isn't very high, so the Shaman are going to be tricky here, it seems. It is a pity I can't Master's Touch those Dwarven Axes. Yes, so there will be lots of dodging lightning bolts from Kobold Shaman, of course. So there are...
The floors, walls, and ceiling drip with ooze. It quivers as you approach, perhaps in anticipation.
Right, nearly free to use this now. Okay. There are a few things to bear in mind fighting the Shaman. Firstly is obviously dodging the lightning bolts if you're fighting them at a distance. And if you've got a good way to shoot the Shaman at range, that's always very good. If you saw my Artificer in my previous sequence of Permadeath videos, you'll know that I took Precise Shot, was it? I took Precise Shot and was able to shoot the Shaman at range, which was nice. Ignoring all the other enemies in the way, very handy. I don't have that facility on this guy. But if I can get a clean shot, I will use Nyax.
The troglodyte henchman has been slain.
Scorching Ray would be better, of course. The Kobolds do have a good reflex save, so Nyax isn't awesome against them. But it is the only spell that does enough damage to potentially one-shot the Shaman, and that's really what matters. So Nyax is really useful when you're closing distance to them. It gives you a chance of killing them while you're closing distance. And if you fail, well, you just have to go toe to toe with them. Okay, I'm going down the east side first here for a better chance of getting Muckbane. Ooh, named caster. This guy can be a bit nasty. Let's buff properly for this one. Okay. That's the other thing to do, is just to get close to them as fast as you can. The Kobold Shaman in particular, even more than many of the casters in the game, seem very inclined to back away from you if you get too close. Which actually works out fairly well sometimes for the player, since if you can get close and they stop shooting at you, then that's awesome. Providing you can move with them as they try and dodge away, then you're suppressing their fire and still getting the damage in.
This room stinks a little less than the rest of this foul place. This probably marks it as the lair of a prince among kobolds.
Yep, that worked nicely there.
The second of the kobolds' secret brothers has been slain.
And it's definitely the case that
The rear section of the sewer has been opened.
if you can trip them, which of course I have that facility on this guy since I do have some points in strength, tripping them is very effective. Once they are tripped, the shaman are normally dead very quickly. The shaman in some of these kobold quests, especially in Durk's actually, do have a tendency to jump up the walls. These sort of curved walls that a lot of the sewers have. The kobold shaman are very adept at jumping backwards up the wall. So Nyx very much comes in useful when they do that. The other thing to bear in mind is it will take more than one hit to take me down, even a lightning bolt here. I do have plenty of hit points on this guy. If you come in with not many hit points, and especially if you have a bad reflex save, the shaman can be at real risk of being one-shotted, and you have to either hang back or employ some other tactic to minimize the chance of them hitting you. But on this guy I can certainly take a hit from the shaman. No muck today. So while one hit isn't going to kill me, I obviously have to bear in mind the possibility of getting hit by two in quick succession. Damn, that warrior's got a good will save there. There we go. Whoa. I do also have a good reflex save on this guy, and I made sure I got the 10 lightning resistant ship before coming in here. one more shaman to go. Uh-oh, curse is bad. Good, managed to land a trip there. Yeah, since one shot isn't going to kill me, even if I fail my reflex save, and I have a decent reflex save here. You have to worry more about situations where you could get hit more than once in quick succession. So, I can't open this door, so no need to wait. So obviously if there are multiple Kobold Shaman around, that's a problem. The main danger from the melee enemies in here is not that they do any real damage, but that you get surrounded and they pin you in while the Shaman shoots at you. So you will see that I generally avoid getting into any situation where I can get backed into a corner by the melees. Right, I'm sending... Well, I was going to try sending my skeleton through the trap, but he doesn't want to go. That's unhelpful. That rather spoils my plan. Oh no, there he goes. Nice job. Actually, those traps didn't hit as badly as I would have expected. Right, wait for the curse to come off here. Yeah, so getting surrounded by the melee enemies and then getting either pinned into a corner or just surrounded if it's a large group, that can make you much more vulnerable to the shaman, of course. The other thing to worry about is rebounding lightning bolts, which I've seen once or twice, doesn't happen often. But if you get hit twice by the same lightning bolt, that's obviously a very quick way to die.
The bulging chest in this room could only belong to one of the Kobold brothers who've heard so many secrets about. The first of the Kobold brothers has been slain.
Wow, my knight's killed the other chieftain too fast, really. Oh well. And that nearly got nasty. I had to turn my back on one of the shaman there. But having good reflex save on this guy, reflex save 7 at level 3 is pretty good. Do I even have a resistance item yet? Only +1 resistance. Yes, the insightful reflexes is proving handy. That together with the ship buffs was taking a lot of the edge off of the couple of hits that I did get there. But I never like to rely on the high reflex save, of course. You can always roll a 1. So I'm always planning on the basis that if I'm getting hit, I'm actually getting hit for the full damage. Alright, got a couple of Fox's potions there too. That might come in handy. And I think there's a possibility of Muck showing up at the end, or so somebody tells me. So I'm going to go check that out. Always makes me nervous running through those elite traps. Nope, not here. Okay. So far, so good. Necromancy and magnetism. That's not too bad, but I don't know if I would actually use it. I will grab it anyway, on the off chance I want it later. I think I'm more likely to go for quarterstaves and stick with two-handed fighting though, since I don't have any of the two weapon feats. If I were actually going to be casting more, then I would worry more about going with a weapon combo that did that gave me more abilities, more casting bonuses I mean. But since I'm meleeing, I will worry instead about picking stuff that I can do plenty of damage with. Sorry, just dumping a whole lot of stuff in the bank here. Some of it for crafting fodder for later. And some of it, okay, that I'm about to be able to use that, so I'll keep that around. And some is just waiting for me to level up. Okay, I'm going to go take my level and sell junk. I'll be back in a minute. Alright. So in the interval there, I have taken level 4. And I also cleaned up my inventory a little and swapped out
As
Maxim.
you enter the sewer, Garrison calls from above. Be careful down there.
I swapped out Maximize for Extend, as I talked about doing in a previous video. I had put in Maximize in the hope that I could maximize my SLAs, but since that doesn't work for the Master SLAs, it isn't really useful for me right now. Oh yeah, Summons has some pretty serious hit points at this stage. Okay, there is a trap back here that I didn't bother tangling with. It only goes off when you hit these barrels, I think. Or maybe it's if you go up to hit the barrels. I don't like mucking around with the traps on the loot at all. I also swapped out Knives for Sonic Blast. I'm going to give Sonic Blast a try against the Shaman, see if that works. See if that works better. It might be a useful way of stunning them. It's quite a good spell at low levels. Okay, I guess that one just pops open. Shaman in the back over there. I don't think there's a secret door here, but those walls do look suspicious. Nope, yes it's fine. surprised. I don't recall there normally being a shaman right behind that door. Caught me out for a moment there. I also, when I took level 4, I started catching up on my heal skill. I realised I'd been kind of dumb in not putting more points into heal at lower levels.
The section of the sewer
So
tunnels
I'm
appears
putting more
less
points in now.
traveled.
Obviously there's another update 19 change that heal now affects your necromantic spells. I'm just wondering if that's a useful melee weapon. It's a lot lower damage, but it does have the red augment slot, so if I get a good augment crystal, it might be useful. I guess it's not likely to be, but it might be. Oh, and I took Blur and Resist Energy as my other two level 4 spells. I mean, level 2 spells, taken at level 4. So although my AC hasn't increased since level 1, and so my defense chance at level is going down, I've now added to it by adding Blur. So my defense chance is probably higher than it was at level 1 now. And still very good for my level. Certainly good until I get displacement. Yeah, I figured there was news in there somewhere. I also had a look in the bank to see if there was any cool stuff there waiting for me, but there wasn't really. Okay. I think I will do the zombie fight and then shrine. I might swap back to Nyx at the same time. I'm more used to using Nyx. Okay, zombies. I don't have much good damage against these guys, but I do have web and that should cover everything. Alright. Alright, web makes those type of fights much easier. That looked like an interesting weapon. Where's that gone? Level 6. Might be good once I get to its level. Okay. That's the other danger of these Harbour quests, are the named Troglodyte Shaman. Ah, damn, and I forgot to swap in Nyx. That would have been better here. Well, with no Nyx, I don't really have any useful range to do here. So I was trying to stay behind him there to give myself a good chance that if he did throw off a fireball, that would go away from me. Well, I suppose that is an upgrade. I don't have anything in my other ring slot yet. Alright, I have a full set of loot other than the trinkets. Alright, let's go down the warp side first, since that could be, well, almost certainly is the more dangerous side. getting mobbed by wolves at low levels is usually pretty dangerous. That worked out fine though. Named caster in the back. Okay, it's probably seen us now.
Notice a dim signal crystal above a lever on the far wall.
Yes, as usual, if you can get close to them, the shaman are much more inclined to try and jump away than to actually fight you.
Metal grinds on metal, and ripples spread across the water.
That guy sometimes drops a named trinket. Not today, though. Right, that side was the hard side, especially having the named caster, of course. That got a little exciting. The skeletal knight is out killing me in this one. He does look pretty formidable from his hit points, and I did take the next tier of the enhancements to the skeletal knight. Alright, shaman over there. Alright, just the end fight left, and that is usually very easy.
Metal grinds on metal, and ripples spread across the water.
My saves look pretty good now, in fact. .686, not bad at this level.
You leave the festering sewer water, only to be assailed by a pungent new scent.
The other reason I sometimes don't do this one on Elite is the named warg that can appear here. But with the skeletal knight, I didn't feel it would be a problem this time around. All right. I still don't have anything better than that basic +1 greatsword. I had hoped to have something better by now. Still, it's the damage is coming a little slow with this guy because I don't have a great melee weapon and I'm not a strength-based build, but it's still effective. Okay. Well, the boots are good, but I think +3 con would be very hard to turn down. Anything that puts my hit points higher is good. Alright, time for the Butcher's Path.
You have set foot on the infamous Butcher's Path, a gauntlet that has inspired many grim tavern tales.
Yes, Butcher's is, it's a tough quest. It's probably the trickiest of the quests in terms of the kobold fights. But in many ways it's one of the easier quests in the harbour because it is really only about kobolds. There's not a lot else, not on the main path anyway. So it ends up being one of the simpler quests in here. It has the toughest kobold fights though. At least before the waterworks. Care is required.
As you approach the dead end, you hear softly padded feet skitter behind you. It's an ambush! You successfully fended off the ambush.
So I switched back in Nyax for this one, so I would have a way to duel with the Kobold Shaman at distance. There are a few fights in here where you could charge into a room and take the Kobold Shaman on toe-to-toe, but there are 3 or 4 of them in the room, so it can be a bad idea to try and do that. The melee tactics are good against the Shaman, but you can't melee all of them at once. Nice, managed to drop on that Shaman from behind. Yeah, this quest really epitomises all that is great about the kobold content. Large groups of enemies like that, but you have to maneuver your way through the crowd of enemies to get it done. Especially to get to the shaman, so they can't be shooting you over the heads of the kobold warriors. Damn it, skeleton. The skeleton followed me there and nearly drew the shaman into shooting at me with his lightning bolt. I would not have been amused if I got shot when I'd successfully dodged the shaman, and then the skeleton let its fire back onto me. Okay, now there can be an ogre behind this door. What's my plan if there is? I guess I back up and shoot it with an axe. And hopefully the web holds it. Otherwise, hopefully the skeleton holds it. Okay, not here. Usually the best tactic with that room is to have the cleric sit in the doorway in full plate and behind a shield. But since I didn't have that option... Yeah, looks like my skeleton got hit for 20 or 30 there by that lightning bolt. That's fairly unusual. I've been able to solo the solo getting the treasure chest. Usually you need two people because it has I can't unlock it though. Oh well, close. What level is knock? Maybe I could have had knock. It would be unusual to be able to solo getting that chest. Even getting both the rune and the lever and searching the secret door on one character is unusual. Alright, I guess we should heal up. Alright, now my usual plan with these rooms is to stay out of line of the doorway. So I'll have my skeleton nightstand back here. Damn, I'm out of mage armor potions. That's annoying. I do not want to charge in there, there are too many casters. Alright, get that skeleton. The casters were very willing to come forward that time. Often they stay back in the room and try and hit you from distance. Okay, same plan here. although there are only 2 casters in this room, I think. Alright. I should set myself a challenge sometime for getting through the whole harbour with no lightning bolt hits. It would be very doable.
Countless kobolds scratch and scurry somewhere very close by.
I'll have to play better than that to do it though. Cursed as well, that's annoying. Alright, I don't always find the need to shrine in this quest, but I do need to on the sky. Alright, so these sequence of 3 rooms here are really the worst of it. The ambush that we're coming up to used to be one of the dangerous bits, but not really anymore. Rats. was nearly bad timing. Nice. I nearly ran right into that kobold as he cast lightning bolts. I got fairly lucky there that, well, there was just enough space for me to dodge around behind him.
The stench is worse in this room. Down the hallway, you see a powerful-looking troglodyte. You have slain the troglodyte champion.
I think that necklace probably is a little better than what I have on. Although I will need mage armor for the AC value to be properly realized. Okay, time for the shrine. Not bad. Strength 21 now. How many points of strength is the form giving me? It seems like a larger increase than I would have expected. Alright, ambush time. Drop a web in the center over here and then I'll go to the other end. And a 40% faltering, that's very nice. I don't actually need it in the zombie form, but I'll take it anyway. skeleton. Alright, more trouble around the corner. Alright, that worked out nicely. Hit one with an axe and then trip the other. And I'm racking up the bonuses too in this one. Conquest, Vigilant Sight, and Ransack. Alright, back out of undead form for this bit. This guy can potentially inflict damage quite fast, and I'd rather be doing damage to him fast than drinking potions. I think that's best in here. Okay.
You have walked the butcher's path and lived. No easy feat, even for the bravest of warriors.
Oh shit. Well played, Kobold Caster. Ice Storm is one of the most effective ways to kill PD characters at low levels. Well, that's a slightly better, well, maybe a slightly better melee weapon against some enemies. Nice, well there's a better negative energy item. Alright, over to the last of the major Kobold quests. I think I'll make this the last one for this run. Then I'll clean up the other two level 2s, the non-Kobold ones, in another video. Alright, so this quest should make a ton of XP. New Ringleader is usually the highest XP one before the waterworks. I should make it to the next rank, I think. I do have to be wary of the exploding barrels in here. Boots of speed free, that's a nice item. And as this one is worth a lot of XP, I'm certainly going to try and break everything. Get the best XP bonus I can. Yeah, I tend to do that anyway, but I certainly wouldn't miss it in a high XP quest like this. Okay, looks clear. That guy didn't stand much chance. feel like there should be another exploder. Oh, there is.
You hear a mechanism sliding open in the distance. The door is locked tight and can only be opened when the runes are lit. Look for the two mechanisms that will unlock the door when activated.
Ouch, I think that one was a failed reflex save. Still, you do get plenty of money from this quest because of all the breakables. Alright, that looks fairly clear. A very minor upgrade, but might as well take advantage. Alright, I'm going to be slightly careful against these spiders.
By breaking the crate, you have revealed a hidden passageway.
My ship buffs have run out, so I am vulnerable to the acid damage
This
now.
area of the hideout appears to have been sealed off deliberately. The only means of opening the gate is by brute strength alone. Spiders have heavily infested this area of the hideout. No wonder it was sealed off.
Alright, starting to build up the bonuses here. And yes, it looks like it will get me to the next level. And back to inventory problems. Whoops, tried to set my skeleton on fire. Alright, I think we clear this side. Keen Battle Axe, that's probably not too bad for damage. 6.6, that's not too bad, but I think not worth switching to. Right, I have ransack, so I don't have to worry about the breakables in the next room. That's good, keeps things simple. Well, simpler. I would quite like to get the conquest bonus, but we will see if that's possible. More important here is to avoid getting knocked out by the ogre, who does a ton of melee damage. Alright, let's get my skeleton buffed up nicely. So I am going to be charging up here, as is the usual tactic for Permadeath. Hiding up here and shooting the boss. Although my skeleton will be down here, so maybe he will win the fight for me. All the minions I can here. Ah, I've got conquest now. There we go. That's a nice chunk of XP. And that should have got me my 4th inventory slot as well, I think. Alright, time to chuck some junk out of my inventory a moment. Alright. I will go sell repair after that, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.